Guys, we're really excited to talk about waterproofing. Strata, massive issues in a lot of strata these days, and we've got some really cool little concepts, ideas, thoughts, and solutions when it comes to waterproofing. If you've got those big water
and secrets and misinformation that no one knew.
not meant to talk in the start.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to morning. Myself, Michael Bergio, Mark Novak, episode 1685. Waterproofing wars, strata, travesties. It's very big at the moment that we're seeing a lot of sales not go through, and one of the biggest issues is special levies with strata works, and a lot of it is all coming down to waterproofing. But we had a new development in DY, and we saw the balconies being tiled in a new way. And that brought us to asking the builder, why have you done it this way? Mark, do you want to tell us what he told us, which just blew our mind? And I've never been able to look, like whenever I hear of a building upgrading the waterproofing or anything along those lines, I'm looking at it very differently.
Yeah, so we come into a bathroom for waterproofing. We thought we'd bring you. We're actually doing our live from a bathroom today in a hotel. And bathrooms have waterproofing.
Yes.
So we thought, how better? The merchant's standing on something.
We're on set.
We thought, how good is that to talk about waterproofing? How appropriate to talk about waterproofing. Look, and the tragedy is the actual cost that it's actually it's costing stratas, this waterproofing. And Michael, we were sitting down having a chat just before about it. He was like, do you know how long waterproofing is meant to last? Because we get angry at waterproofing.
And we think bad builder.
We think bad builder. We think bad developer. Bad, naughty people. And we're like,
hot water.
Yeah. We're like, well, these guys are ruthless. They're bad builders. And Michael turned around after talking to a developer recently and said, you know what? Waterproofing is only meant to last 10 years. Can you explain?
Yeah, because there was a new...
I was like, what?
And that blew my mind. I was like, what do you mean it's only supposed to last 10 years or let's say 20 if it's covered, but it's not a forever thing. And we've got these buildings that are 40 years old. It was like, well, what?
Bad builder.
Bad builder. You put a product down that's only supposed to last 10, 20 years. No wonder it's leaking. And It just sort of blew my mind because obviously this new build did a different strategy with the tiling, because effectively you've got the concrete, do the waterproofing, and then the tiles on top. And 40 years later...
Why were you just laughing?
Because I was doing that hand thing that you saw before, like painting the waterproofing. So you put the waterproofing down and then the tiles on top, and no wonder 20 years, 40 years later, there starts being issues. But obviously the big cost is to jackhammer the tiles back up to repaint the concrete with updated waterproofing.
Yeah.
And on this new development, they had a new structure where it's almost like on the concrete suction caps, tiles on top. So in 10 years' time, if there's any issues, you can lift the tiles up, repaint the waterproofing, and it'd be reused. And it's not a big cost for the owners because it's nearly 50 to 100 grand per owner, per apartment in this updated cost. And it just blew my mind to now, when explaining it to potential buyers, going, hey guys, this product's only supposed to last 5, 10, 20 years. They got 40 years out of it. Don't think it's a bad build because it's getting the new updated waterproofing. It would only make me suggest to these owners and people moving forward, don't retile. Well, my initial thoughts, any builder can probably say I'm wrong, but don't retile the balcony the same way it was just done, because you're going to have to do it again in 20 or 40 years. There's new systems out there. People think it's an unfinished. When they see it for first, they think it doesn't have the grout in the middle.
Yeah, so what we're talking about is, and I'll show you some tiles now.
Yeah, that's something here.
So here, so see these tiles here, when you knock on them, it's basically solid, and underneath here is a bed of waterproofing, and the tiles get glued to the waterproofing. There's the drain there. Now, the new system that they're doing with tiles is they actually have a gap. They have a gap of about this much of air underneath. The waterproofing is there. The drainage is underneath that, and then these are actually all grout. There's no grout between the tiles. So what happens is when that waterproofing underneath here fails after 5, 10, 20, 30 years, all these do is just, they're not grouted in. They just pull out, they redo the grouting, and then they put the tiles back down. So why are we telling you this? Probably the biggest cost that we're seeing in buildings at the moment would be concrete cancer, concrete spalling, fire upgrades, and probably the number one would be waterproofing.
Yeah.
So I think if people understand waterproofing, if they understand the concept of a good way and a bad way to do tiling on waterproofing to be future proof, I think the world's going to be a better place. And it's not the boogie monster if you actually understand waterproofing. And we're telling you this because I would probably say 2/3 of the buildings in Sydney are going to have something in their strata which is going to be a little bit shit.
Yeah.
And that's okay if you actually understand exactly what it is, and waterproofing is a huge component.
Yeah, and especially where that's when when people, I'm just thinking of now people just put, you see it done poorly where people put new waterproofing on, tiles on top, Band-Aid solutions makes it worse. But yeah, I think understanding is the biggest thing, because when I heard that that product that they just put down is only supposed to last X amount of years,
It changed
the whole perception. And I think that's a big message we're getting out there to buyers today.
But here's where the opportunity lies. If you can actually understand it and not run away from the boogie monster and actually take the boogie monster head on and get past the boogie monster stage, you could be in a really good unit block and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So sometimes, for instance, balconies need to be waterproofed on 12 units. All the tiles need to be jackhammered up. All the waterproofing needs to be done. All the waterproofing needs to be done.
Italian, talk with my head.
And all the tiles need to go back down. If you can understand that that's sort of natural within buildings these days, it can cost an owner 10, 20 grand per lot, 30 even, depending on the size of the balconies. But here's the kick up. You could potentially buy it for 50 grand less. So then when it gets done, you're up on the value of your property for something that wasn't done because it was a bad building. It was actually...
That's how it was done. It was probably cheap. Well, these days, and think about it in the other way, you do the new technology of the tiles with the caps and laying it.
That happens again.
Because I had this with Havana and people, the pricing, and go, by the way they've done it is saving you 50 years in the future.
Oh yeah.
Why not invest more in the property? So
if you look at, let's call this the word sustainability. Doesn't really sit well with me. I think it's a bit too hippie for me. But the word, that's a sustainable product or way of fitting the tile. And to give you guys an example, 50, 70 years ago when they built lobbies of unit blocks, do you remember Melrose Place?
Big young.
Melrose Place was a television series, but everyone who lived in the building used to walk out on their internal balcony when they walked in the front door. And they'd all say hello to each other. Yeah. So it's that, do you know Oceana in Dirty Parade? You know how there's that There's actually no lobby when you walk in, no carpet, no ceilings. It's sort of like a concrete, open area, tiled is what I'm going back to. Very functional, very sustainable, because you're not, if someone, if it's all carpet and it gets a bit
Carpet and flowers.
it gets a bit pongy, then it's like someone stains the carpet inside. And I was like the Hotel Khalil up in Queensland, I've noticed all the hotel lobby downstairs and to get to your room, it's all open air.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, this is going to last for 50 years.
Yeah.
You're never going to be changing carpets. It's never going to be pongy. It's sustainable.
Yeah.
So I think as people are building now in the future, and I'm starting to see with new apartment blocks, people are building stuff that's going to last, 5 or 10 cycles of like how many times are you going to change carpet in a lobby of a unit or repaint the lobby? If you're not doing any of that stuff, very sustainable. Waterproofing, if you're doing it with better methods, sustainable. And these things are meant to fail. It's going to save you in the long run.
I love it. That's it.
Love ya.
Thank you.
Waterproofing. Say goodbye to the bathroom. Say goodbye.
Thank you.
Toilet.
And if anyone asked, the door was open, so if anyone needed it, they would have come in. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.